Steven Cordeño right here with KO Artist Sports, here with Kathy Duva. We're here in the Dmitry Bivol's Media Day. He's fighting August 4th in Atlantic City, which first I'd like to talk about that. I don't even remember the last fight that was in Atlantic City. What was the thought behind that? And you're resurrecting Atlantic City, I feel, single-handedly.
We actually, the last fight that was in Atlantic City was Sergey Kovalev versus Bernard Hopkins, the last major fight. So we were there. How many years ago was that? Like 4 years ago?
Yeah, that was a big fight.
It was a big fight. That was the last big fight there. There have been some minor ones, but and this will be the next big fight in 4 years. Look, we started our company 40 years ago in May of 1978. The day that we incorporated the company, that my husband incorporated the company, was 2 weeks after the casino gambling bill passed in New Jersey. That was not a coincidence. He knew what was coming. Right. And so we started out. There were times back in those days in the 80s and 90s when we were doing 2 shows a week there. When we were doing, we had a cable series that was twice a month at the Harrah's Marina. There were weekends when we had shows on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or 2 nights on different casinos down the boardwalk. There was a time when there were like 400 boxing shows a year in Atlantic City, and we were a big part of that. So it's always been in my life. It's always been in my DNA, and of course, Arturo Gatti's resurgence really was a big part of Atlantic City's story, and we were on that ride the whole way. It was tremendous, and the casinos fell on hard times, and they had to make some changes, and they had to, we've gone through a period of, what do you call it, creative destruction, and now you've got this brand new Hard Rock rising from the ashes. It's being run by a lot of the same people we were dealing with back then, and which is really nice because I'm dealing with people I've known literally since the 70s.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're having a lot of fun, and it's like we're getting the band back together again.
That's great. And it's a great card. I mean, you have Kovalev, you have Bivol, 2 light heavyweight champions on the same card. Bivol's fighting Isaac Chilumba. Tough veteran guy, obviously been in the ring with Kovalev, Gvozdyk. Is there Albert? Yeah, I mean, he's been in. Yeah, he's a tested guy. He's a tough dude.
He got injured badly against Gvozdyk, and that's what happened in that fight. But every other fight, he held his ground, and he lost some very disputed decisions with Alvarez and Bellew.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. He's never been knocked out. He's like you said. He's been in right in the injury right. But I guess kind of like that knockout, that kind of highlight reel where it's like the guy's just too much power to take care of. Is Bivol that guy? Do you think?
Well, that's what makes this interesting. I don't know. Maybe not. This is a test, and that's the idea. Bivol can only grow as a fighter by being tested, and this is the way our sport works. Isaac is now at that point where he gets another shot at the brass ring because the light heavyweight division is deep, and there's a lot of activity, and there's a lot of opportunity, and if he gets a win, he gets another shot. And meanwhile, you've got Bivol, who clearly looks like the future of the division. He's the only guy in this whole group that I think he and Brown are the only 2 that are below 30. I mean, there's prospects out there, the people that are being called prospects that are in their 30s, like Gvozdyk and like Alvarez being another one, and Biev, all in their 30s. So, is this Bivol's time, or will it come later? I don't know. But this is why you're tuning in, man. You're going to find out what happens. Yeah.
Obviously.
Also, I'm sorry. One other thing. Part of the Atlantic City thing. Our state just passed a law that allows casino sportsbook gambling. So these will be among the first fights in New Jersey that anybody can bet on, and we've got 2 fights that are going to be hard to make the odds.
That's going to be fun. That adds to it for sure. Obviously, kind of the question that everyone has, I asked Bivol, we want unifications, right? I mean, it's been Usyk just won all 4 belts. That's kind of, everyone just wants, and the fighters themselves want to be the guy. But he makes a good point. Right now, it's a little early as far as not everybody knows Bivol. People do know Kovalev, obviously. But is this fights, or is that the goal, obviously pairing them together? And I asked him how far away it is, and I'm going to ask you the same question. How far do you see that kind of those trains colliding if they continue to win and continue to do well the way they are?
Yeah, clearly he and Sergey are in very different points in their career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I represent Sergey, and World of Boxing represents Dmitry. We're working together, and we love Dmitry. but it wouldn't be ethical for me to be making decisions for both of them. I can't. So World of Boxing is going to be making the decisions for Bivol, and I'm going to be working with Sergey on our side. Sergey's ready. He's ready. He wants to unify all the titles. Part of the reason we wanted to work with Dmitry in the first place is, I mean, look at him. Who wouldn't want to work with him? And he is, I believe, the future, again, being so much younger than the others. Whether he's ready for Sergey or not, that's for his team to determine. Sergey's job, as still the man in the division, is to take on all comers. So when Dmitry's ready, Sergey's ready. If he's not, we'll find somebody else to fight. Sergey first got to get past the undefeated #1 contender, so we're not going to look ahead.
He's in no, he doesn't have a cupcake he's fighting either, so that's going to be a tough fight. I do want to ask you, I've heard about Facebook, and I believe there's a partnership going on, but I actually don't know everything about it, so maybe you could tell the fans kind of what the latest with that is and what the game plan is, I guess, in the future.
Sure. Well, we've been talking to Facebook for 2 years through Nicole, my daughter, and I know Goldenwood had been talking to them for a long time, as has probably everyone. And in the end, Facebook decided they wanted to work with 2 promoters, and they chose us and Goldenwood. So we are working on a series, and the idea of this series is very different from what you're seeing right now with all of these streaming services, which are all very high-end fights. There's no place to put these fights where people come up. You know, Sergey Kovalev came out of our NBC series. Without that platform, there would be no Sergey Kovalev. He didn't have an Olympic medal. Nobody knew who he was. He didn't show up as champion the way Golovkin did. He didn't show up, you know, as I said, as an Olympic champion the way Lomachenko did. Sergey was nowhere. So we had a platform where we could put him in fights to move him up to become #1, which got him that title fight, which got him the opportunity which he seized. There are God knows how many Sergeys out there. So what we want to do with the Facebook shows is create programming that people all over the world, not necessarily just here, enough people will want to watch it, that we can do as many shows as we need to develop that talent, and people can all watch it for nothing. And everybody wins, yeah. So we really, you know, my message to boxing fans is give it a chance, watch, because that will determine our success.
No, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully that happens. Anything else you want to tell the fans, update the fans on any other prospects maybe coming up that you know about that we should know about?
You know, if they come to Atlantic City, they're going to see most of our younger prospects. I have the junior middleweight division is heating up, and we have 5 junior middleweights at main events. So we've got guys like Bakram Murtasalayev, who's going to be fighting on this card, and several others, too many to mention, but the point is it's a great division, and I think that's the next place where we're going to make our mark.
That's excellent. Well, looking forward to it, Kathy. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.